In this video, I'm going to give you the 3 proven ways to influence anyone to buy your online coaching offer. What I want to show you today is the results of tens of thousands I spent in courses, mentorship, and literally helping close to 1,000 different coaches at this point, and also helping other clients reach $1 million a month in business from the coaching offer. But what I did is I compiled 283 pages of market sentiment data of online coaching, different coaches out there, guru reviews, and forums exposing people, because what I wanted to do was find out what is the belief that's holding people back from taking action. And taking action meaning buying your coaching offer. So in this video, I'm just going to show you the 3 different things that you have to implement today that's ideally going to help you with having authority and the ease to influence anyone into just buying into your coaching offer. Right now, there is 2 very different and distinct people in the marketplace. There's missionaries and mercenaries. Mercenaries are those people pushing for just acquisition, spending a lot of ads, follower ads, DM ads, just to get people inside the ecosystem and just sell the F out of it. They don't care about their reputation. They don't care about anything else other than a Stripe screenshot. And I've seen this over and over again, and I fell for this before. Then we have the missionaries, which are people who are going to last way longer in the industry because they're providing good value. They've been in the trenches. They've been in the industry. They've been doing it for long. Those 2 type of people, mercenaries, missionaries, and my clients, and 283 pages of market sentiment data is what really inspired this video. Right now, what you need is you need to post the right content that is reshaping beliefs and get you the right attention. Let me pause there for just a second. When I say post the right content, I'm not saying you have to be in every single platform out there. I'm not saying that you have to be on LinkedIn, X, Pinterest, everything. Focus on just 2 platforms where you can give people value and where you're almost forcing people to believe in the same things that you believe in. So the one thing I don't want you to do is I don't want you to be a Frankenstein of different ideas of Hormozi, Imangati, Sam Albans, a bunch of different people. I want you to have your own beliefs, and I want you to be extremely convicted in those beliefs and make content around those things. I'm gonna give you exactly what type of content you have to create. So you have to reshape beliefs and get the right attention. Again, you don't want to chase virality just for the sake of views and likes, because then you're getting the wrong attention. You have to be careful how much or where you're getting this attention from. I got one post that got viral in the wrong places and I got the worst attention ever, and now my following is a little bit messed up. You have to do content that reshapes beliefs so that you get the right attention, so that you can have easy sales, which is just the transfer of conviction. Not trying to convince people, but just so that they can see the conviction that you have in the beliefs that you're putting out there in content. And then you have to have the operations to prove your offer argument and scale it. But again, just to recap, you have to have the right content that reshapes beliefs so that you can have very easy sales, whether DMs, which I have clients selling $6,000 packages in the DM, they never get on a sales call. After sales is focusing on the operations, not just so that you can prove your offer, but so that you can fulfill repeatedly and people get the result, so that you can prove your offer and then get referrals, scale it, etc. Your content needs to ask these questions to increase the likelihood of micro commitments. Micro commitments are just head nods, meaning people are reading or people are listening to you and they're just saying yes. Figure out 4 micro commitments that you need to have in order to make a very easy transition to a sale. These 4 questions need to be answered. Do you have a problem I can solve? If you don't, then don't watch my content. All right, for example, are you a online coaching founder and you're making between 30 and 50K and you've been stuck and you want to scale to 100K and beyond so you can help more people, have better impact, and you can actually hire people and grow this thing to a legit business? If you have that problem, then I can solve it. I can help you with that. So then that's a micro commitment. So when we both agree that you have a problem I can solve, then we go to the next question, which is, do you agree that you have a problem? Because you can have a problem that I see you have, but if you don't agree that you don't have that problem, then we can't go anywhere. I just have to convince you that you have that problem. What I need to do with my content is shine light to the fact that you're probably stuck because you have a problem that I can solve, but you don't see it that way. So my goal with content is to make you agree that you have this problem. And then we go to the next question, which is, do you want to fix this problem? One of the things I help my clients all the time, especially my clients in the fitness space, people obviously have, just to say with health, people have problems, clearly, whether that be hormonal, whether that be they want to lose fat, build muscle, etc. They know they have this problem because I constantly see it in my clients' sales calls where people are like, yeah, I've been having this issue for 2 or 3 years, whatever. So they have a problem my clients can solve. The leads agree to the problem. Sometimes they're just mentally blocked and they don't want to fix the problem. Who knows why? There's some different variables here. But the third part of the content that increases, micro commitments is making sure we create content that allows them to say, I'm tired of this. I don't want to be in this current situation. I want to be in that future situation. A little bit of a tangent. There's 4 markets here. Do you want to fix this problem? 4 markets, meaning health, wealth, self-development, and love or relationships? Do you want to fix this problem so that your health is better, so that your wealth is better, so you can have better relationships, and that you can self-develop yourself into becoming a better human being? And lastly, are you willing and able to go on a journey to solve this? The way we categorize all these 4 micro commitments is by making content for these different markets. So if you're unaware of the book called Breakthrough Advertising, which is, I believe, if I'm not wrong, the book that really popularized this concept, which is there's unaware market, problem aware market, solution aware, product aware, and offer aware. But when it comes to this, is for the unaware type of content, this makes people understand that they have a problem, and that they have a problem, which if they're consuming your content, ideally it means because they align themselves with you because you can solve this problem. They see it on your IG, on your content. You're authoritative, you're not a mercenary, you're a missionary, meaning you're pushing content of value and showing people that you've solved this multiple times. So unaware content is just to get some sort of attention. It's very snackable content. It's very easy to make. It's very much broad market. So in either of those 4 markets, health, wealth, relationships, self-awareness, either of those 4, if you are in fitness, obviously just making content about health, very, very broad. Problem aware just moves this to a little bit. Obviously, do you agree that you have this problem? Solution aware is they know they have a problem and they understand that there's some ways of solving this problem, which is different methodologies. Product aware means they understand what's the product or service that's going to help them solve the problem that they have. Offer aware is, they know you can help them with this problem. So if you just create content around all these different stages of awareness, by definition, you're going to be able to just solve all this, which then now you have amazing content that's going to shape beliefs into making people understand that you have the solution. And then naturally the next step is for them to raise their hand and say, hey, I need help. How can you help me? So after you go through this type of content, naturally it's just sales. I said I'm not going to give you a sales training. The easiest way and very condensed way that I teach my clients on how to sell in coaching, guys, you need 4 C's. I call this the 4C method: curiosity, clarity, caring, and conviction. Curiosity meaning you're asking why questions. Why is this a problem? How long have you been having this for? Why haven't you done anything? Why haven't you fixed it? What are the challenges, etc.? Clarity is by questioning, by doing good discovery process, you're getting clarity for you as the coaching offer that is, solving this problem. Not only that, but you're also giving them the clarity that they need to understand that they have a problem and ideally that they want to fix this problem. And we go back to the questions that we talked about. Caring being, instead of being a closer, you are a salesperson. It's 2 different things. Salesperson wants to get good information, asking questions genuinely because you care about this person. You want to help them. You want to help them change their life. That's all about caring is. Conviction basically just means that you're convicted enough to understand that when you pitch, you're clear in your pitch and you know that you can help this person. That's basically what it is. If you run through this 4C method, you're probably going to crush it, especially because you're not going to need all these different hacks, all these different sales mechanisms, all these different objection handling. Yes, you're gonna have to do some sort of objection handling. Naturally, some people have mental blocks, it's fine. But if you already pre-sell these people through engineering these beliefs, through good content, the goal is, and what I do with clients, whenever people come to the last step, which is buying the offer, they are already pre-sold because we already have amazing content that goes through these mechanisms, these micro commitments. They go through all these stages of awareness. Naturally, you are the best person to solve the problem that they have, which they already agreed on because your content made them think and made them realize that they have a problem and they want to fix it. That's the magic of understanding attention generation. But then after sales, naturally the next step is just the operations, which is operation gives the results, takes a testimonial and puts it back into the flywheel from the top, which if you remember, it's just basically just the content. If you have great results, great testimonials, naturally they will understand that you can solve this problem. So they are going to make sure that whenever they're product aware and they're comparing yourself, they're comparing your offer program, your coaching program with the million other coaching companies out there. Your good results, your good testimonials, ideally is going to make them understand and believe that you're the right person for the job. Very simple. The start of the flywheel content, again, it's just top of funnel. But then whenever they're clients, you have a mechanism and you have a system to get testimonials and referrals, which then the testimonial feeds back into the top of the flywheel content system. And then we go through all this process over and over again. But again, if you are a founder of a coaching company, you understand the importance of having good content, which not necessarily means you have to go viral, but it's just good content that changes the belief of your lead so that they understand that you are the best person for the job. That requires systematization of content, that requires understanding copywriting, and requires a bunch of different things. So naturally, the next step right now is for you to watch the video that's on the screen right now, because I'm going to tell you specifically all the different ways for you to create content, monetize this content, whether that be webinars, trainings, emails, etc., and then create the operations around this moat that you're building so you can scale your coaching company from 30, 50, 60K to 100 and even $1 million a month. So I'll see you in the next one.